Yo, 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 yo! What's up, all you burners, stoners, and potheads out there? This is Weedman 420 with the Weedman 420 Chronicles. How are all you vipers doing out there? Mrs. Weedman?
Mr. Weedman?
How the hell are you?
I don't know. I think I just need to get high.
It's gonna get high.
Then I'll tell you how I am.
Sounds great to me. Hey, everybody out in the world. Hopefully you're smoking big fat doinks while you're listening. And we showed you Mrs. Weedman's snack game on our Instagram post. And thanks for liking it and sending some comments. It was kind of funny. And we're recording on a Friday only because Mrs. Weedman's going out of town next week. And so we're recording on a Friday. Kind of weird. And it's usually Fridays are pizza night. So what pizza did we do today, Mrs. Weedman? We switch off on our pizza game. We have like 3 to 4 different places we really, truly like. 3 mostly, though. Today we did...
Lou Malnati's?
Yeah, we
did the Lou.
The Lou.
The Lou.
With
so it
sausage on it.
Lou Malnati's is a Chicago-style pizza. So we have stuffed pizza and we have deep dish pizza. This was deep dish, and it was quite yummy.
And just so you know, Chicago isn't known for their deep dish. Just so you all know that. Everyone thinks Chicago's known for their deep. Yeah, but it's not like they're known for their tavern style. That's what they're known for. That's what they're truly known for.
Which I grew up in Chicago. I grew up on the South Side. We had tavern style pizza all the time, but we never called it tavern style. That's like a new term.
Yeah. I called them squares.
Squares.
Square pizza versus triangle.
Yeah. Mr. Weedman grew up in New York, so he's like, what is this square pizza?
I grew up on slices.
What is this stuff? The crust is like a cracker. What the heck?
It was good when I first tried it, but it wasn't. I was used to a slice.
And he never got used to deep dish pizza, so we
Never
always called... I didn't realize that there was a difference between deep dish and stuffed until I was an adult too. And I would say social media brought both of these, the tavern style and the deep dish stuffed whole thing, to the forefront.
Yeah.
I mean, when we were kids, we ordered Foxes. That's how we... Foxes. And that was like a local place where you got tavern style pizza. And that was like a go-to for us. Or you got Giordano's. And that was what we considered deep dish pizza. But actually, it's stuffed pizza because there's 2 crusts, a top crust and a bottom crust.
I don't like the stuffed.
I like the stuff.
Not my favorite.
Mr. Weedman hated it. It was too much cheese.
It's not even just too much cheese. It's too much everything.
It's
so
just
not enjoyable.
I love it.
But the Lou
is good.
Malnati's,
Lou is more bread. That is a deep dish pizza, so it's a thicker crust and then a thin layer of cheese and toppings.
Yeah,
it's quite
yummy.
We
have 3 places we are our go-tos, and we rotate. One is Lou's. That we just added that though.
Yeah, that's newer.
During COVID, Lou's was always maybe like a once every couple of years thing to go downtown, but there's a Lou's that's close to us now. So now we added that to our mix. Lou's is great, and then we go to Palermo's, and we do the traditional deep dish, which is phenomenal. It's delicious, and then they also make a buffalo chicken pizza. That's really good.
So when we want to mix it up, we have the buffalo chicken,
and then the creme de la creme.
Rose
Angelo's in Evergreen Park. So good. Rosie's, one of our faves. So those are our 3 for the South Side. We have our North Side pizza places we'd like to go to too, but this is like almost every Friday there's pizza here at the Weedman, Mr. and Mrs. Weedman's establishment. We've even had like pizza taste-offs. Oh, yeah.
Like we've had people come back.
Yeah.
Come
from like...
We order pizza from a bunch of different places, and then everybody like gets to pick the toppings from the different place, and we have all different types of pizza. We would have a stuffed and a deep dish and a tavern, and then there's this other kind of typical Chicago pizza too that's kind of a step up from tavern, and the crust is a little thicker and the cheese is super heavy on it. That's
not my
like,
style.
Yeah, Mr. Weedman does not like that
thin
at all.
and crispy, baby.
Give me that
order
thin and
all
crispy.
Of it. Yeah, we did that. We did that a bunch of times.
Yeah.
We had people come from Florida, people come from different states that, so we order like 3 or 4 different pies and do a taste off, and we let everyone pick, which one they like. It's fun doing that. So I like
Chicago. We're a food town.
Yep, we are. We love our
everybody. There's debates all the time about what's the best pizza. You know how that goes.
Yeah, to me, but I like pizza all over as long as it's good and it's got a good crust. Got to have a good crust.
Yep.
I mean, I'm biased. I was raised in the Bronx, New York. So I was born in Jersey, but raised in the Bronx, New York. But I do truly love a slice. You go to a pizza parlor and get a slice.
There's nothing like a New York slice.
2 o'clock in the morning, little drunkenness going on. You get a slice. Delicious. Chicago pizza is great. Detroit pizza is great. California, I've had pizza in I've had pizza all over the world. So I mean, pizza's pizza. I love it, but there is specific pizza that you like.
Oh, how about that? The Detroit style pizza that became popular during COVID.
Oh yeah.
And that's like a little pan pizza with super caramelized cheese around the edges.
Oh yeah. And then sometimes they'll put a little
honey
honey on it. And
Like
I mean, I like a
spicy
good
honey.
also Sicilian too pie. You know, in New York, Sicilian every once in a while was always good too. I mean, there's so much you can do. I mean, pizza is part of my life.
Yes. But let's get back to pot.
Yes.
Let's get back to pot because this is a show about pot.
You want to
not
smoke?
Pizza?
You want to smoke?
I want to get high.
Get high.
Isn't that terrible? That sounds like if you just like tuned right in, you're like, oh, listen to this girl. She's like, I need to get high. Well, you know what? It's Friday.
It is Friday.
I am going to get high.
Well, we're smoking ChemDawg. Now, we've smoked ChemDawg 4 not too long ago, but this is ChemDawg. This was a pre-roll I got when I was in Oklahoma, the last of that pack, and I'm very disappointed because I do like that pack and how it had the 5 different strains in there. So Mrs. Weedman's going to light up.
All right.
So ChemDawg is an indica-dominant hybrid, 55% indica, 45% sativa, with a near-even balance between both. ChemDawg, also known as ChemDawg, delivers on both fronts. A clear cerebral high drives creativity, while a stony, sleepy body high fights insomnia and relaxes the muscles. The strain has THC levels up to 19%. This one is 23% with cannabinoids and 2.9% terpenes. It has a powerful, spicy plant that like taste that smells with a hint of diesel. The aroma alone can alert Snoopy neighbors to even a carefully concealed pot grow. Not surprisingly, ChemDawg is used to produce sour diesel, one of the world's most popular strains. Little is known about ChemDawg's history or genetics, which I did have Jay Cush on here to talk about the genetics one time on our last 420 show. Tough, there were urban legends involving Grateful Dead concert, a handful to seize, a grower named ChemDawg, which we've talked about before in our 420 show. So, some effects: cerebral, creative, euphoria, happy, relaxing, relieves bipolar disorder, chronic pain, depression, insomnia, loss of appetite, migraines, nausea, PTSD, stress. That's great. All those symptoms from one strain. That's pretty awesome. Flavors: chemical, diesel, piney. And then some aromas are diesel, earthy, and pungent. Mrs. Weedman?
I'd say earthy.
Earthy?
Earthy.
It smells earthy. It smells diesely, too.
Yeah, a little
It's
chemically.
making my nose run by smelling it over here. I don't know why, but my nose is running.
You don't get that. I don't get that pine flavor. I don't get the lemony, citrusy flavors either. But I definitely got the chemically flavor.
Well, I'm smoking.
It's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm going
right.
to smoke.
Yep.
And it is still, it's your month, women. And Mrs. Weedman's going to start the show off with,
Is it all month?
it's all month.
It's all month.
It's all month.
Women's month?
History Month.
Women's History
But
Month.
like I said in the last episode,
That was
women every
International
day.
Women's Day.
Yes,
This is the whole
the
month.
whole month.
Probably something I should know as a woman, right?
But that's the whole thing. I don't know. How I feel about just having your month, your day is every day, every month, every year.
Aw, Mr. Weedman's winning points. Thanks, Mr. Weedman.
You're welcome. So tell us how.
I've got 4 ways to empower women in the cannabis industry. This article is written by Kyra Reed. She is the founder and CEO of Women Employed in Cannabis, an international association for women working in cannabis. So here we go. Numbers, as they say, don't lie, but they don't tell a full story either. The number of women working in the cannabis industry is on the decline. We talked about this last week, too. We see evidence of this in reports presented by MJ Biz Daily, the Women in Cannabis Study, and Vankst in the past 2 years. There are fewer women in the C-suite, with fewer entrepreneurs and professionals making the transition to cannabis. The scarce number of women among the executives of the C-suite might be the most devastating statistic. That number has dropped from a historical high of 37% women CEOs in cannabis to an abysmal low of 8% today. While this is on par for the national average, cannabis was supposed to do better. To know the numbers are dropping doesn't tell us why it's happening or if the numbers might indicate other areas of decline. What will happen to the industry culture and priorities if we continue to lose women? Is the loss of women our dead canary in the coal mine, indicating imminent loss of small operations and thereby the people and companies that in fact built the industry from the ground up? Are the cannabis legacy operators, including disproportionately prosecuted people of color, being completely replaced by industrial operations and white-collar executives? These are the questions women are asking as we see our numbers decline. What will this all ultimately mean for the industry growth and sustainability? Well, let's go back to those numbers that don't lie. A quick web search for success rates of women in business shows us that in many ways, women are better at managing companies, teams, and budgets, basically better at all things business. Women-owned businesses have a higher rate of return on investment, lower employee turnover, and higher profit margins than their male-owned counterparts. Numbers say women are very good at business. So if women are very good at business, why are we receiving only 3% of the funding distributed across industries by venture capitalists every year? 3%.
That's crazy.
That's even worse in cannabis. And for women of color, such funding figures barely register. Yet women, especially those of color, are starting businesses in cannabis at nearly the same rate as men. So this is super skewed, right? I mean, 3% of funding in the general industry and less in cannabis. But we've got the same rate of sexes, male, female, entering the industry. This is crazy. Women in cannabis studies showed 48% of respondents were business owners. Then why are so few of us funded? Are women not interested in or passionate enough about cannabis to enter the industry? Women from all walks of life have been drawn into cannabis for the past decade because they found that it saved their lives or the life of someone they love, and it held promise to be an inclusive industry. When Women Grow began operating out of Colorado in 2014, it spread the gospel that women and people of color had real opportunity to build the cannabis industry from the ground up. Compelled by passion and gratitude, women left their traditional jobs in safe industries to join the cannabis industry and ensure its accessibility for anyone who needs it. It isn't a lack of passion or interest that reduced our numbers in the industry. It is the industry boom hasn't been remotely intersectional in its funding investments. The industry boom has largely excluded funding for women. When a woman can't generate capital for her business, she cannot sustain it. If a woman can't advance in her career with opportunities for more lucrative positions, she will leave cannabis for a better job in a more stable industry. While there are numerous factors telling the story of our decline in the industry, perhaps the single most important factor is that opportunities for women have not really changed much in the past 30 years, despite all the hard work of our women pioneers and fearless leaders. It is time for a new course of action if we are ever going to gain the equity we deserve in an industry we co-create. During the WEIC's Women Leadership Summit in July of 2021, it became apparent that interrogating the whys was fatally subjective, and to answer any of them was not going to promise the change we need or aspire to as a community. What we want are actionable measures we all can take to ensure women are thriving in the industry, actions that will make a concrete difference in the lives of working women rather than regurgitate platitudes and promises that are never realized. Women need to unify around our cause with simple steps we can incorporate into our daily lives to empower women, both in the cannabis industry and others. At Women Employed in Cannabis, we have identified 4 ways to support all women working in cannabis. There are simple steps that will weaken the systemic and structural problems women face in seeking the support we need in our careers and in company cultures to create and build wealth for ourselves. History proves that wealth begets wealth. So here we are, simple steps. Pay women what they're worth. Pay women the same as men for the same job.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
The 4 Ps, baby.
Mm-hmm. Pay women when their bills or paychecks are due. Pay women bonuses and create incentives for them to earn more money when they make you more money. Seek out women to hire in both the personal and professional aspects of your life. From your dentist to your accountant to your mechanic. Go out of your way to buy from women. Use your dollars to help women build their own wealth so they can, in turn, help other women do the same. When we pay women, we empower women and level the playing field. 2, promote women. Advance women in your companies by promoting them. educate, train, and mentor women to become executives and leaders, and then move them up the ladder. Share women's stories and successes, promote the great works and achievements of women, and promote the smaller ones too. We often underpay our achievements, and we miss out on the inspirational and aspiration it provides to see other women succeed. When we do it for each other, it's even more powerful. 3, partner with women. Women are excellent managers by nature. We are collaborators and community leaders. Women bring unique feminine traits to business and enable others to embrace differing perspectives. The embrace of differing perspectives is the path to peace. Let us never forget that. And 4, protect women. Do not publicly shame, trash, or degrade other women, regardless of what they may have said or done. Defend women, stand up for women, have the backs of the women you know and don't, and even women you don't like. It is imperative that we look out for each other in a way that strengthens the power of women in cannabis and beyond. If we act as an impenetrable force, we will realize the vision for a more just and equitable cannabis industry, where women don't just survive, we thrive. If we, as a community, can instill these values in our personal and professional worlds, we can effect real changes in our industry and provide more opportunities for all women in cannabis. We invite you to join the crusade and take the pledge to pay, promote, partner, and protect women working in cannabis in 2022.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cheers to that.
Girls rule, boys drool. Is that your line?
Yeah, girls rule, boys drool. But, I am not totally a firm believer in boosting yourself up by putting someone else down. So it's a cute little saying, but...
I drool over you.
You do drool. I mean, it's not really...
You.
You could still rule and drool.
But I drool over you.
Oh, boy, you're going for some big points tonight.
Carafolene has a special ability to bind to the CB2 receptors, making its therapeutic benefits even more pronounced, which is a fantastic benefit for those seeking relief from inflammation and pain. I'm stoned.
Yeah, me too.
I'm pretty stoned.
I'm over here like out of breath from reading.
This is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good show. I'm pretty high. Scientists have identified around 400 terpenes, and we've talked about a lot of them on the show, but we're going to talk about carafolene because there's some more information about it. So, though only a fraction of them are well known, these aromatic compounds exist not just in cannabis but in other plants too. So, let's get to the article. What is beta-carafolene? Carafolene, which is also found in herbs including basil, oregano, black pepper, has a spicy, peppery aroma. It's the same aroma responsible for giving the said herbs that kick when you smell it. In some cases, it can be spicy and musky, which probably the strain we took probably has carafolene. It didn't say the terpenes in it. Carafolene has a unique molecular structure. Specifically, it is because it has a rare psychobilente ring that isn't found in other cannabis terpenes. When you consume cannabis high in carafolene, internally it easily binds to the CB2 receptors, unlike THC which binds to the CB1 receptor. This is why THC causes a psychoactive effect, but carafolene doesn't produce a high. However, it will still enable you to feel its therapeutic benefits, especially reducing inflammation. As I take a sip of water. It's just one of the many primary compounds in cannabis, as well as other herbs that are widely used in cooking. Not only will it make you feel good, but it also has medicinal properties. I feel fucking good right now, too. Jeez. What makes carafolene so special? As we mentioned earlier, carafolene has a special ability to bind to CB2 receptors. This makes its therapeutic benefits even more pronounced, which is a fantastic benefit for those seeking relief from inflammation and pain. Aside from that, carafolene also has a potent antibacterial, antioxidant, and antimicrobial properties. Strains high in carafolene are recommended for individuals suffering from seizures, osteoporosis, anxiety, high cholesterol, and pain. There has also been some research showing that carafolene can protect you from neurodegenerative diseases. Man, I got that. I'm fucking baked too. Mm-hmm. Carafolene has also been shown to induce a sense of relaxation. So it's wonderful for helping you take the edge off a stressful day or to calm you down when you are nervous or anxious. I swear this must have carofoline. Will you look up ChemDawg on say ChemDawg strain and then see like maybe Leafly or something will have carofoline, because it didn't say it on the website I read it on. So I think it does, because I'm fucking feeling everything it's talking about this has. Furthermore, carofoline works together with other cannabinoids to enhance their beneficial properties. This is also known as an entourage effect, which we've talked about in the show. Dozens of researchers show that carofoline is potent terpene with powerful health benefits. Here are some of them. Cancer. A 2016 study revealed that carofoline possesses anti-cancer properties. They found that it could also be anti-proliferative, which means that it inhibits the growth of cancer cells by inducing apoptosis, a process which causes cancer cells to self-destruct, boom, 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 on its own.
Dominant terpene, carophylline. How'd you know?
I'm fucking Weedman 420.
Why? How did you
That's
know
how
that?
I am.
Why did you know that?
Because I know.
What
Been
the
smoking long enough. Researchers also found that it can be helpful in contributing to better outcomes for cancer treatment. That's because it can possibly enhance the effects of doxorubicin and paclitaxel, two cancer-fighting medications. In addition, carofoline may reduce the chances of getting leukemia, which can be caused by chemotherapy. Antimicrobial. Though there are more studies needed to prove the antimicrobial benefits of carofoline, the existing studies are hopeful. In 2015 study, researchers analyzed its ability to fight microbes as well as promote antioxidant activity and treat cancer. They found that carofoline was effective against a bacteria called S. aureus, which is common in cases of food poisoning. Anybody in Oklahoma, because this is where I got this strain from, in a box of Saints mix. If someone can find me this ChemDawg, this strain right here, and get me more, I will send you a lot of stuff from Mr. Weedman and Mrs. Weedman.
Is it your favorite?
I like this strain a lot. Like I want to grow this. It's good.
You need a seed.
I do. Or I need someone just to send me a pound and I'll smoke this every night.
The dominant terpene is carophylline. Other terpenes are myrcene and limonene.
Oh, yeah, which myrcene is found in a lot of indica strains, and limonene is mixed sometimes, but you'll find that.
It's a hybrid, right?
Yeah, but this is a indica dominant, so not by much though, but this is good. Woo! Other conditions that researchers saw promise for were liver disease, heart disease, immune disorders, gastrointestinal conditions, and kidney disease. Given these extensive benefits, it would be beneficial for everyone to consume more carofoline. So smoke more ChemDawg as part of a healthy lifestyle. Smoke more ChemDawg. You can get it just not just from cannabis strains, but also get it from ChemDawg. Which cannabis strains are high in carofoline? Sour Diesel, Bubba Kush, Girl Scout Cookie, OJ Kush. On this list is ChemDawg, and I didn't read this first, so I didn't even know. White Widow, Master Kush, Cookies and Cream, and Gelato. Just keep in mind the amount of carofoline in strains and cultivars depend on how it was grown, as well as its genetics. The most reliable way to be sure of its terpene content is to buy products that have been laboratory tested. Many dispensaries carry brands that can provide this information. They should. So, to sum it up, carofoline is a wonderful, powerful terpene. Da, da, da. However, if you are suffering from a chronic condition and want to benefit from it, be sure to speak to your bud tender, your doctor, or somebody that can give you some guidance on it. So I'm stoned, and I feel great, and it's Friday night. Some people are saying that they rather smoke weed instead of alcohol. It'd be cool to do it more.
Yeah.
Tell us about it, Mrs. Weedman.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really pretty. It's like a good head high.
Oh, it's amazing.
But like my body feels really like
slump lord medium god right
not
there.
Not slumpy like lazy, but like really comfortable.
I feel great.
Right?
I feel fucking high.
It's super clear-minded.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have brain fogginess at all. I could see the creativity. Like I want to go do like.
Do you need your pad? Your notepad?
Yeah, I need to write some notes. But instead, I'm going to talk about an article here about more Americans saying it would be better if people use weed instead of alcohol. More Americans think it would be good if people switched to weed and drank less alcohol, according to a new poll. When asked in the YouGov survey, 27% agreed that it would be ideal if people used more cannabis instead of booze, whereas 20% said it might be a bad idea. However, most respondents, actually 38%, said it would be neither good nor bad, and 15% said they weren't sure. While there's been ample discussion about the pros and cons of alcohol versus cannabis, advocates have been quick to point out that liquor is strongly associated with long-term health issues, and people can die from alcohol poisoning. In contrast, there are no recorded deaths attributed solely to a cannabis overdose by the federal government's own admission, and the plant's compounds have been shown to be medically beneficial for a number of health conditions. The demographic breakdown of the poll, which involved interviews with 10,412 Americans on February 28th, found that Democrats were more likely to say that switching from alcohol to weed, would be good. 34%, compared to Republicans, only 18%, and independents, only 27%. People aged 30 to 44 were the most likely to say cannabis substitution would be good, 34%, whereas 17% of those 65 and older said the same. Regardless of public opinion, it does appear that states where cannabis is legalized for adult use are seeing a stronger trend toward cannabis sales over time. For example, Massachusetts is officially collecting more tax revenue from cannabis than alcohol, state data released last month. Illinois also saw cannabis taxes beat out booze for the first time last year, with the state collecting about $100 million in taxes from adult use cannabis. $100 million more from adult use cannabis than alcohol. So not just $100 million more than what alcohol brings in tax revenue in the year 2021. And then there was this little note. The article closes out with this, which doesn't really make sense to me. A 2019 report separately found that the number of drunk driving accidents in Idaho decreased following the legalization of cannabis in Washington state. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you live close to Washington, the people maybe an hour from Washington might switch over to more cannabis because they can get it legally if they go over the state line.
Where, in Washington?
Yeah, but
why would they go over the state line?
I don't know. Well, that's what I'm saying. So this is a report that I don't get. The report found that the number of drunk driving accidents in Idaho decreased when Washington went legal.
Oh, okay, because Idaho's it's not legal at all.
Right.
There,
so I'm saying like maybe just, a portion of the state goes over the state line and gets weed.
Yeah.
And that was enough to impact
That's huge.
the Idaho numbers,
they're not drinking
which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Idaho, get your shit together.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't they just legalize it?
Now
then?
it makes sense. I got it.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of a weird,
sense.
just kind of a weird statistic.
It makes sense.
Yep. That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
They
That's
ended
all I
with
got.
that?
Yeah, that was it. They ended with complete confusion. Maybe they were high while they were writing.
Probably. What THC to CBD ratio is right for you or me or anyone? In this article, they asked health experts how to choose the right cannabis product. Even amateur cannabis consumers have an idea of what strain suits them best. These cannabis types indicate how much THC to CBD and other compounds are in a given cannabis plant. And they often take on whimsical titles like purple monkey balls. Not true. It's just what the article is saying. Mm-hmm. Some cannabis strains are better for when you want to fall asleep, and others are energizing. You can use them as a pre-workout. While you may have an idea of what strain you prefer, you might not be aware of the compound ratio that makes it work for you. According to some medical cannabis experts, you should. The reasoning essentially is this. The more cannabis is bred and sold without regulation in the United States, the more difficult it becomes for growers to be consistent in their grow practices for certain strains. Don't ruin that ChemDawg. So someone get me some. Now that humankind has been breeding cannabis into various hybrid strains for over 300 years, many users are reporting inconsistent effects. One, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Alien product may have you bouncing off the walls, while the same strain may make you drowsy when purchased from another seller. Many cannabis users report anxiety and paranoia from cannabis strains intended to induce calm, while some people use strains intended to be energizing as a sleep aid. Choosing a cannabis product based on its actual THC to CBD ratio rather than what strains it claims to be may offer buyers some more assurance. In this article, I really wish more people would buy cannabis based on chemotype, the chemicals in the plant rather than strain. Dr. Leahy Vin Okur, a Maryland-based cannabis clinician, told this article. Strains have been so mixed up over the years that I don't even believe pure sativa or pure indica strains exist in the way they used to. If you know exactly what amount of CBD and THC you're looking for, I think that's more reliable. His opinion. In many states, sellers are required to list the ratio of CBD or to THC on the product label. Most cannabis products in the market have high amounts of THC and very little CBD, so you have to do some hunting if you want to find a THC-dominant product that still has a good amount of CBD in it. According to Dr. Kenneth Weinberg, Chief Medical Officer at Cannabis Doctors in New York, a 20-to-1 ratio of THC to CBD used to be normal in cannabis products. Today, many products have 100-to-1 ratio of THC to CBD. How does the ratio of THC and CBD affect your high? Here's the simple version. THC is a psychoactive molecule in the cannabis plant, and in general, the more THC you have in a cannabis product, the higher you are likely to become. CBD has many of the same medicinal benefits of THC, but generally without the psychological effect, though some CBD users experience wooziness or drowsiness while using the product. Very few report feeling high in the sense that traditional cannabis users do. But there are benefits to both CBD and THC for any kind of user, which is why the two compounds are commonly mixed. When CBD is mixed into a THC product, it can mitigate the psychoactive effects of THC, creating what is called the entourage effect, which we just talked about. The more CBD in a THC product, the less intense the psychoactive effects of the product should be. Of course, because every person's endocannabinoid system, the bodily system that produces THC and CBD when they enter the bloodstream, is different. Each person will respond to the entourage effect differently when the intent is there. How do you know which THC to CBD ratio is right for you? Like much in cannabis world, the answer is simple, and it needs to be a lot more research before anything definite can be said. Still, there is an anecdotal evidence suggesting certain goals, medicinal conditions, and age group will have the best experience with products in heavy CBD, while others will be served better by THC-dominant products. We asked cannabis health expert Dr. Leahy and Dr. Kenneth what THC and CBD ratios they recommend for 5 common types of cannabis users. So here's one. For those struggling with the mental health, anxiety, depression, PTSD, high CBD. Some research shows that the CBD binds to some of the parts of the brain and common antipsychotics. It would make sense since the THC can sometimes trigger paranoia, many which users sense a calm generated by CBD and often use it to decrease feeling of depression and anxiety. For cancer, they say high THC. Cancer can be treated with cannabis, but many of the effects of cancer can. Medicinal cannabis is often prescribed to mitigate the nausea that often reflects from chemo treatments as well as loss of appetite. For seniors, CBD dominant. Why? No psychoactive effect, more body relaxing, great for sleep aid. For those with chronic pain, half and half, depending on your lifestyle. The doctor says she generally recommends products with THC to CBD ratio closer to 50-50 for patients battling chronic pain, not necessarily because it's more effective, but because the patients usually can't afford to experience psychoactive effects from high THC cannabis all day. Recreational users, THC dominant. I want to get high, so high. Discover what CBD and THC ratio works for you. Have fun, explore, experiment. Just fucking, man, make yourself humble using it. It's great. Try it all out. Guess what? I get to go again. Let me take a sip of water. Mrs. Weedman, say something for a second.
I'm drinking a really nice beer. It is The Pursuit of Freedom, and it's a cranberry orange beer, which sounds more like a cider. It's pretty tasty.
Yeah.
Revolution Brewing Company, Chicago Brewing Company.
There you go.
And, I guess the more important thing I wanted to say is I'm drinking it out of a very funny cup.
Yes, you are.
It's from a bar in
When I was in Tulsa.
Oklahoma.
Yes, the Mercury. Oh.
And so it has the bar's name on the front, and then on the back it says, "Mamas, don't let your cowboys grow up to be racist." I like that.
They made a beer with that, too. It was a lager.
Oh, yeah?
I had it when I was there. Yeah, it was pretty dope.
Cool.
It was good. Cool-ass bar. Tulsa, the Mercury.
The Mercury?
The Mercury. Loved it.
Mercury Lounge.
So good. So make sure you stop there and say, Mr. Weedman, you might find my stickers in there too. So if anybody's there, send me a sticker or DM me. The Oklahoma House of Representatives passed a bill to decriminalize psilocybin. Good for you guys. The U.S. Department of Agriculture included information about hemp data as it collects in an annual Privacy Act notice. The House bill to seal certain cannabis and other convictions got 6 new co-sponsors for a total of 16. South Dakota, Governor Kristi Noem signed several medical cannabis reform bills into law, and the legislature sent her several other measures. Separately, Democratic gubernatorial candidate Janie Smith, currently the House Minority Leader, criticized the governor, good for you, for undermining the state's voter-approved cannabis legalization measure. Good for you, calling her out. Love it. New Jersey's Governor Phil Murphy's budget proposal recommends using cannabis revenue for benefits communities harmed by the war on drugs. New Hampshire House Minority Leader Rennie Cushing, who championed cannabis reform, passed away. Man, he fought for it too, which is great. Sorry that you died. The Connecticut House General Law Committee held a hearing on legislation to ban forms of cannabis gifting. The Maryland House Judiciary Committee held a brief hearing on cannabis legalization bill that presented an alternative to legal cannabis plans to the full House. So let's go some more. Illinois sales for the month of February, shorter month too, with medical and rec, 142.2 million. Man, Illinois. Illinois craft cannabis grower bill highlights tensions between big companies and minority entrepreneurs. This is all to deal with the craft grow licenses that were awarded, but the licenses only say they can grow up to 5,000 square foot of cannabis space. That's too restrictive. They're saying they want 14,000, and there's a lot of companies in the state of Illinois that are saying that cannabis companies are telling them, no, we don't like what's going on. It's kind of going crazy. I mean, these companies should have been opened already and growing good weed, but now they're stuck and they're losing money. And man, social equity advocates, man, and all the people that got those licenses, man, you got to fix this. There's a lot of MSOs out there that don't want that happening. So, new rules for Michigan cannabis program, including lower fees. This is great. It makes me want to move to Michigan. Here, Michigan regulators are implementing new rules for the state's cannabis program, including lower application fees and removal of tiers. The mandatory regulatory agency changes effective March 7th include lowering recreational medical cannabis application fees from $6,000 to $3,000, removing adult use cannabis established renewal tiers, removing medical cannabis facility renewal tiers effective in the fiscal year of 2023, settling the initiative cultivation licenses fee at $18,600 and allowing a grower up to 300 plants.
Nice.
Fucking Michigan. Just amazing what you're doing with your cannabis industry there. Except for some stuff I know I've talked about in the past, but doing that is big. And let your caregivers get that license. Give them a home grow license. Let them be able to produce. They grow some of the finest weed in the United States. Michigan caregivers deserve a license like that. They're growing. Let them grow 50 plants, 100 plants. Let them sell it to dispensaries. Craft growers deserve it, just like people who are spending this. So that's just my opinion. More about South Dakota. They're still putting it back on the voters. This is so bad. The House members killed a bill for the last time on Thursday, narrowly passed the Senate last month by 18-7. So, a separate measure that legalized cannabis for medicinal purposes was approved by voters and is now law, but still not recreational. They're also saying that in this bill, they're trying to say they don't. You can grow 3 plants, but this was the proposed amendment would allow the possession of recreational cannabis and allow residents to grow 3 plants or less in a locked space and out of public eye. The measure would not allow for the sale of cannabis. It would not bring in additional tax revenue, according to the fiscal note from Legislative Research Council. What? There would be a decreased expense for the state due to decreased incarceration from the nullification of some cannabis-related laws, but the decrease in expenses is projected to be negligible at the time due to be minimus number of individuals in prison due to crimes related to an ounce or less of cannabis. Minimal effect on cannabis laws related to the cultivation and possession of cannabis directly from plants. The note said the decreased expenses for jails would be more significant. That fucking state drive me crazy. D.C.'s recreational cannabis ambitions blocked in a federal bill. D.C. So we can just keep on giving weed away. That's fine. And you can keep on growing in D.C. Fine. I don't know what to say about that. I'd grow. Here's a T-shirt. Can I get some weed? T-shirt's $50. So, first New York cannabis sale permits will go to people with convictions. Hold them to what they said. That's big, New York. That's really big. Good for you. You smoke in the streets, and people with convictions get a friggin' license because they deserve it because they're the ones that took it to the traditional market first. Ohio sold more than $381 million in medical cannabis last year. For just 58 dispensaries.
That's pretty good.
Just over close to 300,000 patients. That's good. Man, got to be happy with that. $381 million. Delaware cannabis legalization bill fails in House even though most representatives voted for it. How does this happen? A bill to legalize cannabis in Delaware failed to pass the House of Representatives on Thursday even though a majority of members voted for it. 2 House committees had previously advanced the reform bill, okay, but it was ultimately defeated by a full chamber vote of 23 representatives to support and 14 against, failing to reach the required 3 to 5 majority to advance to the Senate. Delaware. Oh, my goodness gracious. I'm going to smoke some more of that weed, though. Mm-hmm. Kentucky. I love the state of Kentucky. Love Louisville. You know how much I talk about it. I got some good friends down there. Good bourbon.
The Bourbon Trail.
Just
yummy.
But good. There's 2 places I love to go when I'm down there. Mama's, their wings, and I gotta get my rub.
That
Mama's.
sounds like a problem.
It
a
is.
dry rub for making ribs.
Yes. So rub my wing with the rub, and the Post Pizza place. Here we go about pizza again. Unbelievable. And there's some really dope bars down there too. Oh my God. I have smoked a lot of weed down there with a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I do love Louisville. Met a lot of great people down there. I know it's just a committee that approved it, but that's a start. Mm-hmm. Huge.
Hey, did you ever have a hot brown when you were in Kentucky? In Louisville?
I've never had one. I saw someone eat one time.
Yeah.
But I just never ordered one.
It's like the Brown Hotel and the hot brown.
Yeah.
And it's like layer upon layer of like comfort food.
I've never had one, but I've seen someone eat it. It didn't, to me, I just didn't want it.
Yeah. I think it would be fun. Like if you got like if you got like a table hot brown and everyone had
a few bites, we got to share it.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Hot brown? Is it called a hot brown?
Yeah. I believe it's called a hot brown.
I think now it sounds funny.
Top GOP Wisconsin lawmakers say cannabis legalization will come at some point. Well, good. Come on, Wisconsin. Just do it. Oklahoma lawmakers waive restrictions on medical cannabis businesses. So I read some last week. So here's some other stuff. Oklahoma, though, make sure you send me some ChemDawg first before the party's over, okay? Increased inspections of grow facilities, a grant program for county sheriff's departments to fund law enforcement efforts in all 77 of the state's counties, the implementation of the seed-to-sale tracking system that's already in the works with MMJ businesses facing a May 26 deadline to become compliant with the metric tracking system after a negotiated agreement resolved. I have a friend there told me that a lot of dispensaries are closing like crazy because of all this with the metric system. Yeah. And a lot of the legal grows are already shutting down. Wow. So just by hearing this. So standardized laboratory testing and equipment, enhanced product packaging standards, pre-license inspections and increased document requirements, stringent new reporting requirements on electric and water use by growers, making the current regulatory agency, the Oklahoma Medical Cannabis Authority, a standalone entity instead of a division of the State of Health Department. So they're making some changes. I know why they're making these changes. Just don't fuck anything else up, man. Let the fun still happen. Let the cannabis community still do what they do. I understand you got to do a lot of shit and your regulations. You do need some regulations. I'm not saying some of them. It just depends on how you're doing it. But the cannabis industry in Oklahoma is one of the funnest. It's one of the coolest. You might all think I'm crazy, but you got to go there and check it out. Fix what you need to fix, but don't, man. There's some states I've been to, and it's the not so fun cannabis league is like what I like to call it. It's just not. They don't want it to be fun. You're just basically a fucking herd and a cattle. Get you in, get you fucking out. You know, and it's just not fun. That state, Oklahoma, I've had a lot of fun in with weed. So don't fuck that up, please. Skills to pay them bills.
Yep.
What do we need?
The top transferable skills that can help you break into the cannabis industry. Job opportunities are in high demand, provided you have the right experience. The cannabis industry has become a significant catalyst for job creation. According to Leafly's 2022 jobs report, there are 428,000 full-time jobs in cannabis, and I predict this number will increase by close to 100,000 jobs by the end of 2022. Thanks to incredible resilience throughout the COVID-19 pandemic and significant job growth due to expanding markets, many employees are considering transitioning to cannabis. Those with highly desirable skill sets are welcome with open arms. Due to the cannabis business's relative infancy, the industry requires an expansive pool of qualified and experienced talent. We've seen many candidates, especially at the executive and C-suite level, migrating from other more mainstream industries. So what are the transferable skills growing cannabis businesses desire? Here's what job seekers need to know. Transferable industries. Employees from the following industries are greatly sought after by cannabis companies. Agriculture. The cannabis industry seeks an influx of talent from leading agriculture companies like John Deere, Bayer, and Cargill. Why? Cannabis cultivation uses similar methods, processes, and technology to commercial agriculture, making the transition easy for employees ranging from technicians to breeders to directors of cultivation. Pharmaceutical. Cannabis is a heavily regulated industry, which presents several challenges and creates a variety of positions for businesses that need help adhering to strict policies. The pharmaceutical industry has been around much longer and knows the ins and outs of compliance. For this reason, companies like Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and Merck have lost employees to the cannabis industry in recent years. Food and beverage. We see a noticeable inflow of talent to the cannabis industry from other regulated sectors. Established food and beverage manufacturers are not only starting to explore cannabis-infused products on their own, but talent is also joining the cannabis industry from leading companies like Heineken and Constellation Brands. Retail. Fast-paced, customer service-oriented industries like hospitality and retail produce professionals who transition nicely to cannabis. We've seen talent in this sector come from Nordstrom, Sephora, and even Walmart. Additionally, both hospitality and retail have experienced a high number of layoffs and job turnover due to the pandemic, freeing up a large pool of talent. Then there's transferable skills. Here are some skills that cannabis companies are looking for. Adaptability. Flexibility and the ability to adapt to change are vital in the cannabis industry, which seems to be ever-changing. A 2021 survey by Monster shows that flexibility is one of the top 4 skills employers are looking for, and this trend certainly applies to the cannabis industry. Analyzing failures, pivoting appropriately, and pushing forward is a key to success in the industry. Job seekers, highlight your creative problem-solving skills and share examples of situations where you triumphed under pressure. Teamwork. Working as part of a team is crucial in most industries, especially in an industry with so many businesses growing and evolving. Cooperation, accountability, collaboration, and listening skills are all valuable to possess in the cannabis industry. Decision-making. Leaders in the cannabis industry are frequently in positions where they need to make quick, confident decisions to take advantage of new opportunities. Job candidates in any industry who describe themselves as decisive are 12 times more likely to be high-performing CEOs than those who do not. Hard skills. Whether you're a digital marketing specialist or an accounting expert, maybe even a legal professional, cannabis companies are looking for these hard skills and more as the industry continues to mature. There are a variety of abilities, education, and experience that will transfer seamlessly to the cannabis industry and position you as a qualified candidate for cannabis roles. Brands know that marketing is crucial to survive in a crowded and competitive market space. So how do cannabis companies attract talent? Even with a large pool from which to hire, employers can find it daunting to find the right talent. For this reason, take the time to define the positions you're looking to fill clearly and the qualifications and experience you are looking for in an ideal candidate. Build company culture from the ground up and focus on people, workplace environment, and diversity over solely focusing on monetary gains. Browse these comparable industries for transferable skills and employees who have the qualities you're searching for but might not have the background in cannabis. With this in mind, use a variety of channels to recruit talent to catch these applicants from their industries. Make sure your compensation packages are competitive and up to date to attract and retain this high-quality talent. 2020 was the first year that we saw more executive and C-suite cannabis positions filled by candidates recruited from outside the cannabis industry than industry veterans. So it just continues to evolve and change. So those are great. It was kind of neat that they even took the article to the perspective of, or the angle of the employer looking for employees.
Yeah.
And where to look for them. It's neat.
Good stuff, Mrs.
Good stuff.
Weedman. International
Gosh,
news.
This weed makes me like.
I smoke some more.
I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna too. I don't feel really high, but I'm like winded after I talk. Whew.
Your body's like just
yeah, like
mellow.
so mellow,
Yeah.
right? It's like, whew.
How did it go? International news. Green wave goes global. Cannabis sales worldwide predicted to hit 35 billion in 2022. Man, crazy. $35 billion. Second UK cancer patient treated with medical cannabis products. But the crazy thing about it, not in the UK. A second UK patient is set to receive medical cannabis treatment at an International Cancer and Chronic Pain Institute in Jamaica this month. The company behind the establishment of the International Cancer and Chronic Pain Institute in Jamaica has revealed it is experiencing demand from overseas patients looking to receive medical cannabis treatments at the facility. Later this month, a second UK patient will be admitted to the institute where therapies including cannabis products proven to be effective at killing cancer cells. A UK-based pharmaceutical company announced the official opening of the ICCPI in the Jamaican capital of Kingston on the 3rd of February. The facility will specialize in complementary and alternative medical treatments for cancer patients, including Apollon's proprietary medical cannabis products. Third-party testing showed that formulations were particularly effective in killing living HER2 plus cancer cells, the cause of around 20% of all breast cancers. Further results also demonstrated the product were effective in killing almost 100% of living hormone-sensitive and hormone-resistant prostate cancer cells. 100%. Apollon welcomed the first cancer patients to its existing facilities in Jamaica in December 2021 and is now expanding access via 2 facilities located in Nigeria and Kingston. In a company statement, Paul Berg, CEO of Apollon, formerly as Jamaica, said, "Our International Cancer Institute is one of a kind, and I'm proud to see our hard work pay off." That's awesome. Following our remarkable 3D cell culture test results and the expansion of our production facility, this next step will help Apollon complete on a world-class level whilst providing our patients with the treatment and expert care needed. In addition to treating international and local Jamaican patents, ICCPI physicians will soon begin clinical trials on these medical and cannabis products with oversight from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Pretty cool, Jamaica. UK getting some people over there. We use social media, right?
We do.
We do.
Yep.
And sometimes I almost got booted. I got hacked. I apologize to everybody out there.
Yeah, you got hacked.
I got hacked. I apologize. And we put notes out. I hope anybody didn't fucking get hacked from us. I love you know that. And I apologize to everybody that commented.
You didn't do it.
I know. I just feel bad, though.
Right.
Because I just hate to be the one if someone got the hack or the virus from me.
I clicked on it. I was like, I think I shouldn't have clicked on it.
You shouldn't have.
Yeah, I did.
So tell us a little bit about...
Thanks, Mr. Weedman.
I know. Tell us a little about what's going on.
So there's lots of rules, right? Because when you think about the internet, it is everywhere, right? So what's legal here isn't legal in another country or state and vice versa, right? So now you're transferring information across the internet ways and you're maybe posting things that would be illegal here, there, or somewhere, right? So when it comes to like Google, especially YouTube and all your social media platforms, they're real funny about cannabis being in an ad. If it's a paid ad, you can't put cannabis in it for some because it's still federally illegal, right? And the internet is governed by the feds, is it? I don't know. Whatever. You can't. That's the rule. No. But it's stupid because there are exclusions to the rule for big companies, of course. So this is an article about cannabis industry putting a petition out asking Instagram to start permitting cannabis content. A petition from weedtube.com. So I suggest if you want to be able to see your favorite brand, your favorite cultivator, your favorite grower, be able to advertise their product on your social media platform, you should be able to do that. So go to this weedtube.com and find this petition. They aim for 1 million signatures to end cannabis censorship on Instagram, which would open new doors for cannabis content creators. Instagram and cannabis have traditionally not mixed well together. Any cannabis advocate or business owner that has operated an Instagram account in the past can attest to the struggle with trying to keep it online. It's like a game of cat and mouse, said Kevin Thompson, owner of Hemp Content CBD dispensary in Biloxi, Mississippi. You have to put all kinds of disclaimers up there about how you're not selling cannabis on your Instagram page and that it's for adults 21 and older only. It feels like their policy is constantly changing, though, and even if you're following the rules, you can still get kicked off. Thompson is one of a few hundred pro-cannabis advocates to ink his digital signature on a petition launched Wednesday urging Instagram to lighten its rules on cannabis. By doing so, advocates argue people in the expanding cannabis industry will have opportunities to monetize their businesses and create content that serves a growing market of legal CBD and cannabis buyers. Cannabis video platform WeedTube.com launched the petition in hopes of getting 1 million signatures. Instagram booted WeedTube in November of last year, which was the second time it had been taken off of the social media platform. The WeedTube founder decided the second strike was enough to act. We hope this petition can start a dialogue between Instagram and the legal cannabis industry to develop best practices so that we can promote our businesses in a safe and professional manner, said Aaron Richard, who founded the platform back in 2018 and now serves as its creative director. Richards accused Instagram and other popular social media sites like Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube for targeting independent cannabis operators when cracking down on cannabis content. He claims the popular platform gives multi-state corporations a metaphorical pass by letting them continue to promote their products and locations. Recreational cannabis is permitted in 18 states and Washington, D.C., and 36 states allow some form of medical cannabis. Yet U.S. authorities still consider the plant a Schedule I drug with no recognized medical value, which is why companies in so many federally regulated industries, tech, banking, and gaming, to name a few, are so hesitant to get involved with cannabis operators. It's just so backwards.
Backwards.
Yeah. So I say go on there. Go on to weedtube.com and look for this petition and sign it.
Sign
because
that shit.
It helps. It's going to help small businesses thrive.
Yeah.
It's, it's
I get worried posting stuff
helps
about
break the stigma.
I get worried all the time about.
You have to be careful about what you hashtag on the Weedman Chronicles page. Yeah. Because they'll flag you and
yeah,
lock you up.
Get a little nervous every once in a while. I don't want to lose all my friends in cannabis community out there.
That'd be sad.
That'd be sad.
I think. Are you crying?
A little bit.
Okay, it's okay, Mr. Weedman. We won't lose it. We'll be careful with our hashtags.
Yeah.
All right.
Cannabis dispensary open shop in the metaverse. I'm so.
Wait, what?
The metaverse. Yeah.
Wait. Cannabis shop.
Yeah.
In metaverse.
Yeah.
The metaverse is Facebook.
That's one. There's many metaverses. The Meta is Facebook now, but metaverse is like you create your avatar. And you can live in the metaverse.
How come they're allowed to put cannabis out there?
Because it's privately owned. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Here, let's read. The cyber frontier of the metaverse is still in its infancy. It's already home to a cannabis dispensary. Or more specifically, you can order your cannabis for delivery in the metaverse and have it delivered to your address in the real world.
What?
The real world.
Okay, and that's allowed. That's allowed.
This may sound very futuristic, but it's happening now. Florida-based Candy Girl opened a dispensary in the Decentraland metaverse, which is not the Facebook one. After spending 3,850 mana, a cryptocurrency used to purchase virtual plots of land in Decentraland at the time of purchase that equaled $13,280.50. Wow. So another place, too, called High Life CBD has also opened up a digital location in the Crypto Voxels metaverse. Both are betting that shopping at the metaverse and getting your cannabis and CBD products delivered to your doorstep is an experience people will enjoy. Huh. I don't know if I'll ever fucking going.
I kind of like the real world.
Yeah, me too. I don't know if I'll ever go into the metaverse.
I can't even.
I read the book. I read the book and I read the book, but that's not. It's not. It's just not. You just put it. Here.
I know it's virtual reality.
I read the book,
but
Ready Player One, and I watched the movie, and it's all about like living in a universal world like that.
Right.
And it's more advanced than what we're starting off with now. But this is like the years, like I think it's like 30, 40 years from now, and you live in this virtual world and you have this whole body suit on.
Are humans just like these big mushy blobs that sit on are melted to a couch
because
they
just
sit
create your avatar?
I know, but you're just in a VR goggle for your whole life.
You don't. No, they're not in there the whole
so
life.
They
you
just
play
sit,
for a few hours, just like a video game.
Could you imagine if life became that? You literally have like 200 square feet. You have like a food tube, right? And you have a bathroom that's like 4 by 4 feet. And a couch, and like not even a couch, a chair, and you just sit in that chair with the goggles on, and the walls are white. That'd be just awful,
right? But that's
going to happen. There's going to be people that do that.
100%.
Never leave.
Never leave.
They don't even care if they eat.
They can create who they want to be, where they want to live, and
it's so happy there.
Yeah.
Ugh. That's sad.
Well, there'll be people that enjoy it.
Go ahead.
Pokemon fans are having fun debating Scarlet and Violet starters, and here's the reason why.
Gotta catch them all.
True that. one of the characters, they're saying the cat is. They're calling it the weed cat because the front of the face looks like a pot leaf on it.
I want to see it.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
I gotta catch that one.
Yeah.
How do you do it? You gotta put that ball out.
Pokeball.
Whoosh. No, it doesn't do that. It does like a lightning bolt all the time. It opens.
It just opens up, and you throw it at it.
And they had high voices. Go, go.
So the weed cat to the weed hedgehog.
I'm looking this up.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So, but yeah, I think it's cool. So it looks like a pot leaf on its face.
Oh, it's cute.
Yeah. It's a cat with a green.
In typical Pokemon fashion.
Yeah, 100%.
I was like picturing something very literal. Like very literal.
Right.
This is very cute.
Yes.
She even has a joint in her mouth.
100%. So when I was a young lad, very young, Grease came out.
Go grease lightning, burn up a quarter mile. Grease lightning, go grease lightning. Yeah, my sister and I had to dance to the 45 in the basement. My oldest sister worked at a record store. So every week she brought home like the chart hits on 45s. And we'd go in the basement and we'd listen to the 45s and we'd have dance parties. And I was the youngest and I basically always had to be the boy because there were no boys in our family. So I had to be
John Travolta.
And my sister got to be Olivia Newton John, and I had to be like, go Grease lightning.
Well, I saw Grease.
It was rough.
I saw Grease with my
like
cousins.
A play?
No, I saw the movie.
The movie.
And I had my first crush. I had to be like
you had
6.
palpitations?
I had to be like 6, 7
for
years
Olivia
old.
Newton John?
Oh my gosh.
She was so pretty.
Oh. Just like kind of.
John Travolta was pretty cute.
He was a good looking man too. I mean, they were the perfect couple.
Yep.
But I mean, I was like, and then she came out next with that next movie called Xanadu. I don't know if anybody.
How was that? Was it awful?
It was fucking terrible.
Was it?
She looked good.
Yeah.
She was an angel on roller skates, and her sisters, and then she like fell out of heaven because she fell in love with some guy, and her dad was God, and she was like an angel with roller skates.
How do you remember that? You seriously remember that?
I saw it in a drive-in theater.
You really were crazy about her.
Oh, it was Olivia Newton John.
Yeah. How many? Even though it was
physical.
That's not her.
That's her. That's Olivia Newton John.
Jane Fonda.
No.
Let's get physical.
No, she sung the song.
Oh,
Let's get physical.
Lord, I've got to look that up now too.
Wait, you got to do this article first.
Hang on. Oh, yeah. I'll look it up.
100% serious. Olivia Newton-John said, "Let's get physical." Jane Fonda was the aerobics girl that probably danced to that.
Oh,
but Olivia Newton-John
sung
it, and the video was all. Oh.
Was it her in the video?
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Leg warmers and like a bodysuit and like a leotard.
And she was like dancing with.
I used to wear that kind of outfit when I'd go to the gym.
Body talk, and then like put her finger down the guy's sweaty chest.
Oh my gosh! I used to go to the gym when I was in high school. I worked at the gym and I exercised like a fiend. And you'd wear leggings, and you'd wear a bodysuit, and the bodysuit was thong, and you'd wear it over your leggings.
Right?
Yeah, get that. That was the look.
Well, all
and it would
my
be like a racer back, like a really deep racer back. And then the thong that would sometimes almost come up over the top of the leggings. Oh, yeah. And then you had like chunky socks and Reebok Velcro high tops.
Oh, you were in.
All white.
You were in.
And then at some point, Nike came into the game.
Changed the game.
Yeah. They made aerobic shoes.
Don't hate the player, hate
I
the game.
didn't do aerobics, though. I weight trained. Yeah.
But
Okay.
Olivia
Wow,
Newton
there
John.
is so much sidetracking tonight.
It's okay.
See, that is
weed
a creative weed.
Really good strain.
Just makes your
really
mind
good
go.
Strain. I'm going to smoke that till I go to bed tonight.
Okay, you want me to do this article?
I would love you to talk about Olivia Newton John. I
right.
don't have a crush on her anymore. Even though
She's
in this,
cute. You
she's
could have a
still,
crush on
I
her.
only have a crush on you.
It's okay. She's very
I only
cute.
have a crush on you.
Okay.
So
Okay, all right,
But at
relax.
the time,
Relax.
she still actually looks really good.
Yes, she looks
She
great.
looks beautiful, and she's from Australia. So all of our Australia friends down there.
Yep,
We're gonna come and see you one day.
we are. Okay, I want to see the toilet flush backward.
Tez is gonna be like, "What? That is not really true." Our Terp friend down there too. Oh my god, they're probably gonna laugh their ass off when they listen to this.
Olivia Newton John relies on her husband's homegrown cannabis for relieving cancer symptoms. The Grease actress says cannabis is I am so high right now. And now, like, my cheeks are flushing. The Grease actress says, I'm going to crack up, that cannabis is a healing plant and wants nothing more than Aussies to gain legal access to plant-based medicine. In 1992, actress and singer Olivia Newton John was first diagnosed with breast cancer, but didn't see any sign of it letting up until entering remission in 2013. Now, reports say the star is under the weight of cancer once again, this time spreading to her spine. Aside from the unfortunate diagnosis and state of her health, Newton John focuses on the positive side of things no matter what the challenge. She told the Daily Mail, while also citing that cannabis has played a major role in her everyday life. This gives you cotton mouth, this weed. Okay. All right. She told the Daily Mail, while also citing that cannabis has played a major role in her everyday life. Repeat. She first started considering cannabis use when her husband John Easterling began cultivating many different strains on their farm in California. A Good Housekeeping article mentioned how Easterling began his ventures in plant-based medicines in the 90s after founding herbal wellness business Amazon Herb Company. Fast forward to today, Easterling is proud to be growing a handful of different strains, 21 to be exact, that were all specifically designed to combat chronic pain, nausea, and inflammation for Newton John. And so far, she's loved every one of them. In 2020, the Grease actress sat down for an interview with Andy Cohen on Watch What Happens Live, where she explained how cannabis has truly helped her with pain, with sleep, with anxiety, and she believes with inflammation. Reports Prevention magazine. Prevention also wrote that Newton John's positive experience with cannabis resulted in her urging the Australian government to legalize medical cannabis.
Yeah.
She added that it's a healing plant and is something that should be available to everyone who's going through a chronic
Olivia.
Illness or pain. Her admiration for medical cannabis has extended into ventures with her Olivia Newton John Foundation, a fund called Beyond Cancer, which sheds light on the many benefits of plant-based medicine, not to mention her hospital in Australia, the Olivia Newton John Cancer Wellness and Research Center. She's a legend. That's very cool.
Any of our Australian friends know her and her husband, that's how you're going to get me out there to do a podcast with Mr. and Mrs. Weedman and them and smoke some of his weed. So get us out there. If anybody knows her or him, I will buy tickets.
Well, they live in California.
No, I want to go to Australia.
Oh, then we'll meet them there. We'll come and meet them in Australia.
Yeah, get us to go there. I want to go to Australia. I don't want to go to California. I've been there. I want to go to Australia and hang out with our friends there.
Mm-hmm. That'd be great.
Man, that's some good mother effing weed.
Hooey.
Love it. I'm going to smoke that until I
doozy.
go to bed. I'm telling you what, that's good stuff. ChemDawg, got to get you some. Find some phenos. Something. Anyway, you got anything else to say, Mrs. Weedman?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No.
Oh, it's St. Patty's Day.
Soon.
I know. Happy St. Patty's Day.
This weekend.
Man. Southside Irish Parade.
Next week.
No, Southside Irish Parade.
The parade is this weekend. Chicago tradition. Big,
Southside
big
Irish Parade.
Holy schmoly.
I don't go to it anymore. Have fun. I go to a house party instead. Eat some corned beef, drink some green beer, have some fun. Southside Irish Parade coming up, everybody. Whoa, 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 whoa. Anyway, we love you all out there in the world. Peace be with you all. Man, pray for everybody out there. Love you, love you, love you. Check us out on all of our social media handles. Weedman 420 Chronicles on Instagram. Weedman 420 Pod on Twitter. Weedman 420 Chronicles on TikTok. Weedman 420 Chronicles at gmail.com. Weedman 420 space Chronicles on YouTube. I got it all right this time.
That's a lot.
I got it all right.
Okay.
Got it all right. As Paulie always says, smoke smart, puff puffing away.
Puff, puff, pass.